all just tuning in. I'm Kia Hatkar, your friendly host at the Author's Den. Today we've got a special guest joining me. Please welcome Jit, the author behind The Legend of Icarus. Hi Jit, thank you for joining me in this episode of Author's Den. Let's start by hearing a little about yourself and what you enjoy doing.
So, really, I'm a 10-year-old, and what I have done in my life is just to be happy. And I have done few other achievements in my life. For example, I have been an orange belt in karate and have achieved Asia Book of Records and another India Book of Records. There also, I participated in other competitions in karate as well, like international competitions and national competitions. And right now I'm in sixth grade. My hobbies are like meditating, writing short stories, and reading a lot.
That's really nice. So, about your book, what inspired you to write Legends of Icarus?
So other fantasy books like Magnus Chase, made by the beloved Rick Riordan and Percy Jackson, all those other fantasy books inspired me to make the Legend of Icarus itself.
For me, I really like that the title itself can excite a person to pick up a book from the shelves and read it. It should be able to describe the book in short. For example, if I want to read a fiction book, then I would go through my library, and I believe that every good book should have an interesting but yet a short title. So, yeah. My next question to you is what was the journey of writing your book and as an author?
So the journey throughout was that first I was seeing other books. This and that, I saw the moral book, all that. Then I suddenly wanted to write a book myself. I asked my mother, and she put me in an online workshop where different assignments were given. I'm thankful to the people who worked there. And then after that, after learning the basics of writing, I was able to write the book, story, and put all my imagination into it.
That's a wonderful journey, and it must have been so amazing to see your ideas come to life on the pages of your book. So, what inspired you to write your first book?
Books like other fantasy books, for example, Percy Jackson, Magnus Chase, lots of other stories.
And what's your favorite book, like in fiction?
In fiction, my most favorite book, there's a lot of favorites, but one great book is The Swords of Darkness by a 14-year-old.
That's actually what reading can do. They give inspiration to write your own books, and the best thing is that books teach you to imagine, explore, and also be curious about various things. And reading for some people is like a therapy. Like, it can calm them and make them feel that they are in the world of the characters in the book. So I truly love how there's always something to learn from them. So while writing your book, is there any method that you followed? Like, how did you go about planning your book, like before starting to write?
So first, there was a lot of imagination put into this, and a lot of work was put into this. I had to actually plan more of the characters than the villains, because then people would understand the characters' work. Later on, they can understand the villains, and that's what I did.
That's wonderful. Maybe the aspiring authors listening to us could take a few points from what you told. So, marketing books is crucial because it helps your story to get out there to as many readers as possible. It's like shouting from the rooftop and saying, "Hey, I've published a book. Please check it out." So, without marketing, books tend to get lost in the sea of other amazing books. So, how did you go about marketing your book?
I marketed my book using my mother's LinkedIn page, promoting it in such a way that everybody could see it. and that's why many people bought the copies of my book.
That's nice. Also, when we spoke offline a few days ago, you told that the royalties that you earned was given to an NGO. So, could you tell us a little about that?
So TANCA is basically Tamil Nadu Kidney Foundation, where they help unprivileged people to get dialysis if they have kidney problems.
It's really nice to hear that. And the good part is that by donating your earnings, you're helping support important causes and organizations that are working to make the world a better place. It's a simple and effective way to give back. Plus, it feels good to know that your work is making a difference, like beyond just entertaining readers. So, my next question is, what moral do you want readers to take away from your book?
So the advice I want them to take away from my book is just use your imagination, push it to the limits. Even if you can't think of anything, try to think of more. And if you can't think of that, then get inspiration from other books. Read more books so you can get inspiration to work on your own book.
Your book's moral about breaking boundaries is so true. It's a solid reminder that we can smash through our own limits and achieve great things. So, what advice would you like to give other youngsters?
To never give up on what you just create, to be careful of what you create also, and to give a lot of encouragement to yourself so that you have some motivation to
For
write.
sharing that. I also saw that you published your book on Notion Press. So, could you tell what you liked about it as a platform where a young author like you could publish their book?
This is basically another publishing enterprise, just like Bree Books, but it allows more words to be given. And what it does is that it turns your book, word from the script, and turns it into a kind of promoting kind of thing. And they accept whatever you give them, whatever instructions you give. And really, I'm thankful to also them.
Nice. I agree because of this digital era, there are so many websites, platforms, tools that it teaches something to everyone. Even if they're new to it, they can research on something that they don't know and they can get to know. Like, it's really easy to learn something nowadays, and there are so many benefits, like things that couldn't be done before is actually possible now. So yes, there is something to learn from the internet every day. So before we wrap up today's amazing episode, could you tell a little about your next book? I heard that you're publishing a part 2 of Legends of Icarus.
Yeah, that's full of surprises. One really sinister surprise is coming up next. Icarus's new enemy is going to be a lot more giant than before, and I can only give sneak peeks because I don't want to spoil the whole
Yeah.
So Icarus will meet a new friend, and what we will have is that Icarus will be a little bit older because the timeline will be like 5 years after, and the story will have a little bit of amazing change, like a big leap kind of change.
Okay. Like, I'm truly looking forward to read both your. That's the end of today's episode. Thank you, Jit, for coming today, and your journey and insights were truly inspiring. And to all our awesome listeners, thank you for hanging out with us today. Stay tuned for more such amazing episodes from budding authors. Till next time, wishing you all happy reading and writing. Until we meet again, thank you.